Hi, I'm Benjamin Jaffe with SB Law. I'm here today to talk to you about, looks like one of our number one search terms, and that is robbery and defense attorney. So essentially, robbery is something people are very curious about. The word robbery is, there's a statute on robbery in Indiana, and it essentially is taking property from a person or the presence of another person by using or threatening force or placing someone in fear. In the media, it's you kind of hear the word robbery to refer to a lot of things. In particular, I hear it referred to like on TV or in movies. It's like, I was robbed when someone breaks in your home. That is not a robbery necessarily. That is a burglary. So when someone breaks in your home or breaks in, even a non-residential, I guess, building or something along those lines, that's typically a burglary, and that's a very different offense. And I'll probably make a video on that as well. But robbery is essentially the stereotypical robbery is someone walks up to you on the street and you get mugged. They take something from you by force. That is a robbery. It's from your person and actually taking. When someone goes into a bank with a gun and they demand money, that would be a robbery. They're taking something from someone face to face and they are threatening force of some sort. So robbery has a lot of levels. On a basic level, a robbery is a level 5 felony, and that's where no one's hurt and there's just a threat of force and there's no weapon used. So give me your money, but there's no weapon, or give me your purse, something along those lines, and they take it by force or something like that. That could be a level 5 robbery. So the idea that you might harm someone is enough in and of itself to justify robbery charges oftentimes. Now, robbery jumps up in levels quite a bit and it can become very serious. Not that a level 5 isn't serious, but we're talking about 1 to 6 years in prison as being sort of the range that's possible there. Robbery can jump all the way to a level 3 if you're armed with a deadly weapon. So if someone pulls a knife or a gun, or even something that could be used as a deadly weapon, let's just say a tire iron, or I've had BB guns used that are considered a deadly weapon at times. Those could be charged as level 3 felony, and now we're talking about very different circumstances in terms of what might happen. We jump up to 3 to 16 years. And the foundational issue with robbery is, even for first-time offenders, oftentimes you are very likely looking at a prison sentence on something like this. That's a discussion I have to have with people sometimes that have never been in trouble and they're accused of a robbery or they're charged with a robbery, and I'm telling them, realistically, the state may not have a difficult time asking for a prison sentence of some sort, even if it's not a long-term one. There is a real possibility of that, even if you've never been in trouble. But again, things can jump substantially in robberies. If someone's actually injured in the robbery, if it's a serious injury of some sort, you're talking about a potential level 2 felony. Things along those lines, it can really jump up to a high level very quickly. So robbery is considered a very serious, violent offense, even on the lower end, and it doesn't really take much to get there. I've had multiple theft cases that turned into robberies because someone forced their way out and had to fight past someone to leave, but they continued to try to take the item. Your theft that you hope to get away with easily and was a misdemeanor is now a felony that you're very, very likely to be in danger of going to prison on if found guilty. I think I had a cashier grab someone's wrist as they reached in a money drawer when the cashier turned around. So clearly they didn't want to have a confrontation, but they ripped away, they kept hold of the money, and they ripped multiple fingernails off of the cashier. That was charged as a robbery, and it was a legitimate charge because they instituted some force against someone to continue to commit the robbery. If they had let go of the money and tried to get away, there would probably be a much better argument that they had given up on the robbery and it didn't become that. But continuing with trying to commit the offense and escalating it to now using force against someone became a much more serious matter. And again, just a threat alone can be enough. So robbery is a very, very serious offense. It's considered a serious violent offense, And you definitely need counsel if you're charged with something like that. There are nuances to this. I have seen it overcharged. I've seen significant challenges that can be made to identity, the issue as to whether a weapon was used or not, whether the threat that's alleged was actually a threat or it rose to the level that it actually would support a robbery conviction. So you need good counsel, you need a good attorney representing you on cases like that, because there are really serious consequences to those kinds of charges. Thank you.